escape the tangerine.
Suffer, little man, suffer as you make a stand. Havoc has been wreaked upon your never, never land. Lock your door, fortify, arm yourself against the terror.
Welcome to Liberal Buzz Show. My name is Denise Dorey. I'm your host. And lately we've been talking a lot about cannabis rights because we've been spending a lot of time at City Hall. They're making rules for us at City Hall about what San Francisco's fake legalization is going to be like. And don't get caught with more than an ounce. You're going to jail. So anyway, and we have a lot of the haters, the haters that are actually a hate group, classified as a hate group by the Southern Law Poverty Center. So we face them a lot. We face them at every single meeting. So now it's on a national level. I just thought you'd think that was cute. So we face them, and they're the Chinese community who maybe they should have a hate deprogramming classes for them so they can deprogram them from hate. So Shona, my guest Shona, I'm showing, hey, yes, I'm here. I was just introducing our issues at City Hall lately about, the distance, and I'm glad you called. This is Shona Gokenauer, our guest for Liberal Buzz Show. She's been at City Hall. She's the policy expert on cannabis laws, especially around compassion, and you can describe yourself probably better than I can.
No need for description. So the two most urgent things I think for patients to understand about this, and just for our allies as well, we've got sort of mediocre compassion component introduced, and basically what it does is it unlocks the harm that Prop 64 would have done with prohibiting the storefront dispensaries from having compassion programs. So, after the whole thing passes, there's not going to be any excuse for any storefront dispensary who are raking in millions and millions of dollars to not share with the community that put them there in the first place. And they were basically giving everybody an excuse before anyway, saying, oh, we have to pay taxes on that. Well, the taxes are really minimal. And the law was about giving away free samples, which, they're not giving away free samples for product promotion. So there's been a lot of sort of lame excuses for not supporting the patient movement, and unfortunately a lot of patients ate it up and were like, oh, poor dispensary owner, poor millionaire.
I know. Yep, they're just washed their brain and can't do a thing with it.
Yeah, and then our other big issue is the distance that we can be away from certain sensitive uses. And originally when we wrote the legislation, we had not included preschools for this reason. If your toddler is not attended by an adult, you have another really huge problem that has nothing to do with cannabis. Preschoolers, they're not endangered by any means. No toddler has ever gotten through security. We already have a booklet of how we're supposed to make the storefronts look. So, they have the opaque covering and etc. So there's no harm, to anyone anyway. This is all a bunch of reefer madness.
Of course.
And hopefully we can get the 500-foot restrictions that tobacco has, and sex shops and etc. There's no reason for herbal remedies to be more restrictive than tobacco when we're non-toxic. And then the other big issue is equity.
Yep.
And it's really interesting because I see a lot of probably middle-class kids going up and supporting equity, when the reality is Access of Love was the first group to ask for a fee waiver and to ask for an equity permit. And we are actually poor people living a life of being constantly re-traumatized. So it's really interesting. But thank God the middle-class kids are supporting equity. The dangers in it are that, it can just be people that have been pre-selected by DPA to kind of be the front people for, a few more stores that they want to open up, right? So I don't have a bunch of trust in anything that's going on right now, but I can't stress the importance of patients showing up and doing public comment in support of the next round of compassionate amendments that I'm working on, because we really do have to have equity, and we have to have equity in access.
Well, there's things. There's with equity and access for elderly as well as veterans and sick people. I like that part in there.
Right.
Supervisor Sheehy had a few good amendments, but why did he want to try and push it through so fast?
Well, they want to push everything through so fast because they want all their friends to get to the head of the line again, and all the white gay men make another $1 million before anybody else gets permitted. So we have a lot of strange stuff going on, but it's nothing out of the normal, really. These guys have held back everybody else for over a decade, and very few people outside of their circle have survived. Most people have gotten, federal problems or targeted, like Access of Love. So it's the regular bully game, I think,
Yeah. Now, what about Sandra Fewer and her protecting medical cannabis for years to come? I mean, are they trying to phase out medical cannabis like people say? Or, I mean, they're allowing.
Well, of course they are. That's DPA's plan. It's been DPA's plan for a very long time. These are plans that have been in the makings for probably 15 to 20 years. They're looking at phasing out medical because they really don't have any care or understanding and can't make the money that they want to make off of it.
No.
And really don't care. Really, 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 really don't care about poor people. DPA is an organization that was started by the GOP, ex-FBI, ex-CIA. They had a CIA agent, Sean Parker, fund their initiative. And most of what we're going to be doing for the years to come is protecting ourselves against what they put in place. Because it's a limited legal market.
Well, Big Pharma is waiting for them to deschedule it or reschedule it so they can patent it. Now, I read something about that. What do you think about that?
Well, I think Big Pharma. Sorry, I gotta switch my hands here. I think Big Pharma's always been a concern. Their lobbyists are extremely powerful as well. But I think the main concern in the next 5 years is going to be protecting ourselves from becoming like Washington State. Even though the state now has this, you can't grow over an acre, so supposedly that's to block out the big international business from coming and buying up all the cannabis farms. But here's the truth. They already have. It's just going to be like, how Coca-Cola bought up Odwalla in minutes. So we have the big fish, little fish thing already in play, and then we have some progressive window dressing. And we've got to grab that progressive window dressing and actually make a progressive dress, that we can wear, that fits us.
Yeah, because right now it seems like we're trying to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. Putting lipstick on a pig. They're trying. Oh, you can buy it. We're going to package it differently for you, and you can buy it in more places, and it'll cost at least twice as much. But yeah.
Well, that's something that patients really need to understand about why it's also a limited legal market. The sticker price as of January 1st for your average, mid-grade eighth is going to put your average working class Joe in shock. We're going to want to go back to our kitchen table dealing because it's going to be way too expensive at the shops. It's going to be, for convenience, yes, but, for the quality, for the care, for, how much it takes out of the pocket of the poor and the working class.
Ay, ay, ay. And some people,
it's ridiculous.
Some people are paying for their own medical care too, and they only get
exactly.
they have like $300 a month to eat, and after their rent's paid, they have $300 to eat and buy their medicine. So it's really a tough way to go.
And that's, the case for the very poor, but also the working class and the middle class is not going to be easily able to access this market either, because it's just
VIP.
It's really set up for an elite class to make money off each other, just trade money basically with each other,
Now,
it's for the tech bros and the ruling class. And then you have the recriminalization where now we have, jail time for simple possession.
well, what happened? Wait. What happened to the Amiano lowest priority enforcement? Whatever happened to that?
Well, that's still the law of the land, and one thing Access to Love is working on behind, the scenes is getting a seat on the current task force for our public defender so that we can monitor and assure that we're not having mostly black men get arrested. So we don't want to see another rise in African Americans getting arrested for cannabis in San Francisco. We want to keep our lowest priority. We want to keep this all intact, and people, the DPAs, the slick-shoed lobbyists, they're going for the clients. They're going to get the wealthy men seated, more wealthy men seated on the map. Meantime, we've all got to push to make sure folks don't get arrested, and so that folks don't have to choose between, groceries and their medicine. It's horrible.
So let's talk about the task force. Are they going to make some sort? Are they going to make some sort of inclusionary clause for patients?
Well, what I'm working on, and what I think a sentiment that is pretty widely heard, is limiting the lobbyists and consultants on the task force. So DPA has their hands in different cannabis companies. You have 3 of the wealthiest dispensaries seated on it, albeit one with a female rep, but they're all owned by, affluent white gay men.
Yeah.
So we want some rotation in the businesses too. We want to see, an actual woman-owned business have a seat on that task force. It's an abomination right now, and it was created in violation of Brown Act to take down Campos's task force, which was inclusionary. So they all started meeting behind closed doors in complete violation of good governance to create their own little legalization task force and to make sure that the rowdy patients who all they wanted was speaker cards and to have their actual opinions count not be there. I can't think of a worse premise. I hope all these people receive all the karma that they're due.
Oh, they shall. They shall. It's going to blow up in their faces. But I just want to be alive. I don't want to. I've waited a half a century for cannabis to be legal, and this isn't my idea of legal. Well, I was smoking it in '68. So that's about a half a century.
Of cannabis elders like yourself who just cannot believe we're still trying to sort this out.
Well, I got caught up in the hippie Jim Crow. A lot of the people in my generation, we got caught up in the hippie Jim Crow. If you even hung around black people, you got in trouble. If you know what I'm saying? If you went in, and so most of us most people my age have been to jail for weed. And
a lot of folks have, and it's really sad that we're going to see any human being jailed for a nonviolent offense. Nonviolent offenses nobody needs to be jailed for, and certainly not cannabis.
Are San Francisco rules worse than Prop 64?
What's that?
Our San Francisco, aside from the 1,000-foot debate, you know, by these haters,
Right.
you know, the haters, you know them. Here, I'll get their,
Right.
I'll pull up their picture. So,
No,
are the,
San Francisco is probably going to have a better set of rules because of the input of groups, of activists for cannabis. But it's still going to be a big battle to get, to make sure that the prices don't skyrocket. So, I think that's one thing that the public should be aware of is it's not going to be a happy dance on the first when you see the sticker price.
no, and do you think that it'll inspire people to put out more initiatives that, you know, can get funding from a billionaire? We're literally panhandling for billionaires to back something with no jail time. That's what's in my mind almost every.
I know. Isn't it really sad that we're trying to get it so that, find a billionaire so that poor people don't still go to jail for cannabis? You nailed it. I've got to jump off because I'm going to have to go get into my house. But I hope it's been insightful, and I hope people join us
November
at 1 o'clock in front of City Hall.
Okay, November 28th in front of City Hall at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
And then if they don't make it at 1, what room is it? 250, isn't it? Or 260?
Right, but make it at 1.
Okay, November 28th at 1 p.m. Be there. And thank you, Shona. She is, I don't know what I would do without Shona. She's just, she's magnificent policy expert. She's the duck's nuts, really. That's Australian. Anyway, so I took notes while I was in there. Amiano had the lowest. She answered practically all my questions. So, but one thing is, we cannabis patients, we really don't mind being used, We don't mind if the politicians want us to work their campaigns. We don't mind that. But just don't discard us. Don't throw us in the trash. Don't throw us to the wolves. If cannabis is $80 an ounce on the streets and $400 an ounce in a dispensary, and a lot of the tax money, well, it's probably more with the taxes going to the police now. It's just unconscionable we're fighting a bunch of haters all at once. So we're fighting these haters here. The Pacific Justice League, they're a hate group, classified as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. I showed you their picture before. And they need to have their hatred reprogrammed. They hate LGBT folks and cannabis people, cannabis community, where our community is. So we've got plenty of haters to go around. We hustle till our haters ask us for a job. Anyway, it's really cool that cannabis, cannabis is banned. They think it's really cool to have legal cannabis, but it's banned in 80% of California. That means that there's a lot of cities and towns and places that have banned cannabis. So that's messed up, isn't it? They ban 80% of California. You're not going to be able to go there and buy it or anything. Now we have a gridlock here, but it's a good gridlock because, where to allow? Well, that's like they want to only have 3 in District 11, so we might recreational. That's just the funniest thing I ever heard in my life. Not that there's any such thing as recreational. So that's my take on it. There's no such thing as recreational. All use is medicinal. 1 out of 2 people gets Alzheimer's, and cannabis prevents it, then why do we have to wait? Why do we have to wait for somebody to decide it's okay? It's crazy. So, other than that, I'd like to remind you to watch Psychic Frank's show. It's going to be next Thursday at 5 p.m. Or wait, no, he might be off next week. It's Thanksgiving, so he'll be back the second Thursday of December. So at 5 p.m. and he's good at he does the aura adjustments, and he and I can read each other's minds sometimes. We read each other's thoughts. So yeah, check Frank out, and Kilu, she's right before me. I'm getting to know her, and she's down. So, and I'd like to remind you also to adopt a shelter pet. It's one of the best things I've ever done for my mental health and happiness. Because, you know, I like to live with a successful species, you know. No offense to humans, but yeah, I'm as successful as anyone. So, and let's see, I'll be back the first week of December, I guess around the 5th. And I appreciate your time. And oh, please remember to go to that hearing on November the 28th. I'm making a reminder. November 28th, the hearing they're going to make about cannabis laws. Nothing about us without us. You better get up there. 1 p.m. outside City Hall. We're meeting, and we're going to go upstairs together. It'll be in room 250 on the 2nd floor, the room with the fancy ceilings. And that's where we'll be. So that's where I've been for the last 2 weeks. 3 times a week I've been going to those land use committee meetings. And I'm glad. I'm actually kind of happy. We got treated better than I thought, but it's still, we have a long way to go, and we can't do this alone. There's not enough of us, and this is more important than people think it is. And they'll see when they're paying $90 for an eighth. So yeah, with that, have a good one.
Power trip and start to